In terms of video games, I really want 2018 to be not a boring slog, but maybe I can just forget the new releases by the time they have Dark Souls Remastered on the display. January releases in video games aren't always as bad as the movies. In January, we're gonna have Dragon Ball FighterZ, which looks great, and Monster Hunter World, but the PC version will be delayed until the end of the year, so screw that. But besides all of that, 2018 started off with some cringy dramas. There was the Logan Paul suicide video debacle, there was Ugandan Knuckles and how it's racist, and then I myself got caught in a direct confrontation against the Tumblrites thanks to a deliberately crappy fan art worthy of anti-Japanese World War II propaganda. But among these stupid dramas, absolutely none of them are worthy of standing up against a contender to one of the stupidest dramas of this year. Christ, we haven't even gone off for 2 months and it's already nothing but drama after drama. This year might end up with me sucking the big tits out of Clorox-chan. The drama was involving Shane Dawson and how he apparently was a pedophile. The clips were deliberately taken out of context and the one who did it, let's name him Douche Nozzle, claimed that the entire thing was actually a conspiracy from the Paul brothers' manager to divert attention from them? Hey, Douche Nozzle, it would be really nice if you just tell the world that you were bribed first. If you can tell the world that you were being bribed first without any sorts of consequences, what the hell pressures you from making the fake video in the first place? Channel termination? Which happened to your channel anyway, you dummy? Now I want to go back to the Logan Paul incident, which I covered in another video, and I find it surprising that YouTube allows it to run without any sorts of demonetization baggage, so thank you for that. Another thing I find surprising is that YouTube actually took action by giving a strike to Logan Paul, removed him from Google Preferred Advertising, and his YouTube Red series has been shelved. YouTube, this is one of your biggest channels. They did something wrong and you could have done at least something to fix this entire thing when the entire drama was unfolding. But hey, at least it's better than never. On that note, everyone has been talking about this article as of late.
PewDiePie is using Logan Paul's drama to repair his own reputation. The embattled YouTuber has a new target.
I've seen everyone talking about this article. So many people talk about how it's just Polygon trying to take the opportunity for those clicks and shekels, which can be best illustrated by this conversation, but very little of them actually went in depth because they're smart individuals that don't click at clickbaits. Should you really go in depth into an article with a confrontational and clickbait headline such as that? No, but I'm a masochistic dumbass who is seeking for alternative opinions that can change my mind and bring me an additional perspective. But looking at that at Polygon is like expecting a dumpster to have a freaking cake on it, so let's dive right in anyway. Oh, before we dive right in, huge thanks to the loads of new patrons, Zetra3-327 Diverse, Tucker the Trucker, and Jonathan Katamori for the pledges. You guys are fantastic. Also, huge thanks to the fan arts, one by 13 Protector that really needs a higher resolution, one by Plasmite that makes me look like in the Ed and Eddie universe, and one by an anonymous user that accurately describes my daily life. Thanks for the fan arts, they are fantastic. The article starts off describing about PewDiePie and Logan Paul, and then it made this rather questionable point.
PewDiePie is really just doing what YouTubers at this level of fame do best. Openly react to drama and controversy, squeezing them for views as a way to turn the attention back on themselves.
Well, yes, that's how YouTube works. When Japanese man Yuta uploaded that video explaining why Logan Paul is a disrespectful dullard, the attention is now pointed towards Yuta giving his commentary and take on Logan Paul. Are you suggesting that there is something wrong with both of them trying to divert the attention from Logan Paul to themselves, especially when PewDiePie has been embroiled in a controversy himself? If he is making a valid point by diverting the attention to what happened to him, then what's really wrong with it? What about you? Aren't you trying to divert the attention from Logan Paul and PewDiePie to you? At this point, judging the people who are trying to divert attention from what is like trying to judge a guitarist for playing a guitar. So we're just going to judge it based on who actually played the guitar well, rather than just ramming it down and making people's ears hurt. Now, there are certain cases where people use certain events to divert the attention from Logan Paul into something unrelated. For example, YouTuber ContraPoints decided to tweet this out.
Logan Paul's Japan travel vlogs remind me of the exact attitudes common on anti-SJW YouTube. The frat boy obliviousness to the fact that things have consequences, the single-minded attention-seeking, the blithe indifference to the lives of people affected.
I don't know about you, but those two things have literally nothing to do with each other. Sure, they might have the obliviousness to the fact that things have consequences, like Tumblrites' feelings being hurt, but at least anti-SJW YouTubers are not going out there causing troubles to everyone. As far as I know, Sargon hasn't acted like a frat boy and disrespected the Japanese culture, except, you know, the weeb gassing comments.
Whoa, bruh, it's a freaking dead body, let's spook it! Whoa, bruh, it's freaking Richard Spencer, let's ask him if traps are gay!
That's right, a person who is alive that has incredibly horrendous views of the world is worthy to be put on the same level as a dead body of a recent suicide victim. Also, traps are gay. And so is Richard Spencer. Or what about this guy?
Internet, Logan Paul is the worst. I hate his racist garbage. Also, internet. Wow, Knuckles with a crappy accent sure is funny.
Mate, did you just say that the African accent was crappy?
I do think the original tweet was poorly worded. Ugandan accents aren't crappy. The clicking, spitting, and nonsensical Ebola AIDS garbage are crappy. Nobody has defended those parts of the meme. Weird, huh?
Yeah, because nobody actually said those parts are racist. They said that the accent was racist. And again, the two have literally nothing to do with each other, so this is a pretty damn horrendous point. Now, these people are definitely just using Logan Paul to hate on the people that really don't have anything to do with him. Oh, but aren't you using Logan Paul to hate on feminists or Tumblrites who literally have nothing to do with Logan Paul? Well, perhaps, but the difference is that I don't go after them unreasonably. At least I try to hit on the piñata. These people swung their bat into a friend they unreasonably hate while pretending to be blindfolded. And what I did was just me slapping them in the face saying, "Hey, stop hitting Richard Spencer with your hands. That's going to hurt, so use this blowtorch instead."
To his credit, PewDiePie seems to recognize that criticizing other YouTubers is a surreal turn of events for him, but he can't seem to help himself. He knows what it's like when the media and the internet come for you, especially after his repeated issues with anti-Semitic humor and his use of a racial slur during a live stream. The get popular, mess up, apologize, blame the media, get more popular loop is now almost a cliche.
So that's the cycle, huh? Get popular, mess up, apologize, blame the media, and get more popular. Yeah, if the media is inaccurately describing the events, you will sure as hell get more and more popular. I cannot count the amounts of people who love PewDiePie right after his controversy, and I also cannot count the amount of people who hate the mainstream media after all of that. Mainstream media maybe try to report things accurately instead of lying to people's face. PewDiePie can expose you, and tons of his fans can also expose you. They're a force of influence that should not be underestimated, which perhaps explains why you're so freaking scared of them. Looks like this is just you desperately trying to put yourself to be on the right, which I think we should rename that article. Polygon is using PewDiePie to repair their own reputation. The lying, crooked website as a new target. By Ben, Pedophilia isn't a moral wrong, Kuchera. No, I'm not kidding, he actually said that.
But even he finds the Paul brothers to be insufferable, and the loathing that PewDiePie exhibits during his videos doesn't seem to be purely for show.
Again, I still have no idea why you would compare the PewDiePie controversy with the Logan Paul controversy as if they are equally worse. The two are completely different things, and if you want to compare the two, PewDiePie has the moral high ground because his crime is making Nazi jokes and saying the N-word, while Logan Paul is going out there causing nuisance in public and taking selfies with dead bodies. I've said this in my previous video and I'll say it again, it's like comparing a dog who barked too loud and a dog who pissed on your mother's grave.
This is how he tries to draw a line around his work before heaping scorn on Logan Paul. PewDiePie may have made some offensive jokes and let a racial slur slip, but he wasn't out there actually rubbing it in people's faces. PewDiePie was being immature, but he argues that he at least had the common sense to do that in the privacy of his own home. Logan Paul was making his narcissism a problem for everyone who came into contact with him on the streets of Japan. Or at least, that's what PewDiePie hopes to convince you to believe.
Or at least that's what PewDiePie hopes to convince you to believe. I'm very sure he has a good point in saying all of those things unless you have another counterpoint for that. The thing about clickbait articles is they're not clickbait because the title is clickbait. They're clickbait because the article teases you on something but then proceed to either not give any or give you something incredibly disappointing. In this case, the article teases you in a perspective of why the Logan Paul and PewDiePie situation are one and the same and equally worse, which is why PewDiePie should not open his mouth. But knowing Polygon, the points that they're trying to say are going to be as horrendously unfair and disingenuous as a rebel scum in the First Order court.
Paul's entitled narcissistic behavior is hard to ignore after PewDiePie lays out just how bad Paul's Japanese travel vlogs had been even before the incident with the dead body. But PewDiePie is also using his react videos as a way, joking or not, to argue that he should be granted the same level of immunity that he feels Logan Paul has been given.
And his point is absolutely valid because YouTube has been given preferential treatment as of late. It's only after people constantly bang on about it that they decided to hold off Logan Paul's YouTube Red series. Do you remember how YouTube just canceled Scare PewDiePie when nobody asked them to?
This string of videos may be cathartic. PewDiePie knows how to argue his way out of positions that often seem contradictory, but that doesn't change the fact that a serious controversy is turning into more grist for the mill for YouTube's view machine.
Ah, so your point is that this controversy is gaining views?
Welcome to Earth.
Is that seriously the best you can do, Polygon? I gave you a lot of crap for the past couple of years, but at least you give an opinion that I can respond to. Now you're just stating the obvious, which I guess that should have been what game journalists do, but this isn't breaking news. This is about as breaking news as water is wet. And before you say that the headline itself is also painfully obvious, there is a difference between PewDiePie made a video criticizing Logan Paul and PewDiePie is an opportunist jackass who thinks that he can get away with it by talking about someone else. Last paragraph, Polygon. Give me something interesting, please.
If you need to keep your audience numbers up, you do something ridiculous or participate in a drama. If you want to avoid getting involved, you react or comment on someone else doing something ridiculous. As PewDiePie continues to help YouTube profit from the worst behavior of its biggest stars, he keep the cycle of fame that got us and him here in the first place.
Ah yes, those horrible YouTubers giving their opinions and bringing valid points and critique against YouTube's approved buffoon. How monstrous are they for giving their critiques on this controversy and telling people that Logan Paul is a douchebag and YouTube protects him like he's their own special child. So your point is that other YouTubers can get famous out of this controversy, and if they got famous, they can be bad too. And guys, famous people do bad things.
Welcome to Earth.
Wow, Polygon. Wow. This is low even for you. I know that this is Polygon and Polygon has the same capacity of baiting as a man being stranded in an island with only a fishing pole, but at least they give you something. What Polygon did here is to tease you with an alternative perspective and then just not giving any and just state the obvious. I appreciate a different, albeit controversial opinion on this entire thing, but teasing it and not giving any is only going to make me throw a freaking hand grenade up to your main office right after I bombard it with explosive jars of fart. Or just burn it to the ground. I mean, Boogie's happy with it.